That is the truth of everybody. That is what you are. You are awake. You are that. We all that. You are enlightened. I mean, if you know this, I mean, because this word is more popular, so we say that we are enlightened. There is no one who is not enlightened. But sometimes your enlightenment becomes corrupted.
Many times.
By this thought, by this emotion, by this image, by this mind. And if not become corrupted, if there is no such a thing, you are already that. And sometimes, like a small power cut and come back. Changing. Sometimes very fast you become enlightened, and then you become not enlightened. When you are enlightened, you can see that. You can see that, but you cannot recognize it. You can feel that, but you are not able to recognize it because you have a misconception about it. Sometimes this attention become occupied, or attention focus on this story, in this image, or become occupied to this noise, sound, concept. And if it is continually happen, they call it dreaming. You are dreaming. And often the highest dream, the biggest dream is this I. The attention become focused on the me, I. You become identified yourself with this I. The job is that to remove your attention from this dream, or make yourself empty out of this, empty of this. The radical changing give a strong gap between. If the radical shifting is give a kind of the gap for brain.
You mean a distance from the mind?
Yeah. When the radical happen, the mind disappear. Mm-hmm. And when the mind disappear, illusion mind disappear, the brain will transform. Some other part of the brain start to activate. Some parts become disactive in brain. This is when this happen radically. When something like a realization takes place. At the moment of the realization, this thing happens. Sometimes it happens gradually, slowly. But the same process happens. And of course that in the end you will experience, the brain will experience something end. End it means that the absolute realization. The only thing that you need to realize that you are that already. You are enlightened. When this doubt disappears, the enlightenment appears. Freedom appears. In one hand is a misconcept, have a wrong understanding of enlightened. And on the other hand, we mustn't make ourselves illusionary. We mustn't say that, okay, now I'm enlightened, that's okay. And this idea, this understanding, is a great clarity in your journey. It give you a very beautiful, clear picture, clear direction.
But I don't understand sometimes if it is so beautiful, why we are so weak to go with the mind, or it is beautiful, but it's not beautiful
for mind.
For example, it's not what I imagine.
Yeah, it is beautiful for the state of the freedom. In this state is beautiful, but if you are engaged with the mind, and your perspective is the mind, and your glass is the mind, from the eyes of the mind is not beautiful. It's a worse scenario for the mind. Can happen because there is a death of the mind. So it is beautiful because that moment the mind doesn't exist. And why you are attracted to that? Because the illusion mind is still there. Because you are not realized who you really are. It is some gap happen. It is some window open, and you will experience some kind of the silence, if you want to call it the beauty, the stillness. The mind will go to rest, but the mind, it doesn't disappear yet. The identification doesn't disappear yet. So anytime the mind arises, your attention go with it. So the moment what we are speaking, that this realization, then the moment when the illusion mind completely collapsed. At least for some week. Because if it's collapsed for some week, it's almost impossible to reorganize itself. So another mind will arise, born. A new mind will be born. So after realization and before realization, nothing will change in the world. It's outside. You cannot see that Now you are not realizing the world is not beautiful, and when you realize it, the world become beautiful. It's not like this. It's the matter of your glasses. Is how you are looking, with which eyes you are looking. It is beautiful because you are not occupied anymore with the concept, with the idea, with the condition. You will feel this, you will see this freedom. It is not anymore physical freedom, which is the half of the world fighting with that. Freedom of speech, freedom of writing, freedom of that, freedom of whatever. So this freedom is the inner freedom. So when you become free from this, in that moment, even the word beautiful doesn't exist for you. Even the word love doesn't exist, doesn't have a meaning, because you become free from the concept of the love. You become free from the concept of the beauty and ugly. You become free from the concept of the bad and good. So it is almost impossible to describe this state by the name which is arises from the mind, which is collected by the mind. So whatever knowledge we have, based of the duality, we collect it. And then when the freedom happens, when the self-realization takes place, basically is the end of the duality of your mind. I'm sure that if you investigate, if this moment happened to someone, if you go and ask them, where was the love that moment, they will say that there was not such a thing as love. There was not such a thing as a beauty. Because this measurement completely disappears. This comparison, it disappears. If there is a beauty, must be some ugly. If there is a love, must be some hate. So therefore, it did not exist. None of this name or concept. Therefore, it's very hard to describe it by the word.